I waited for him to choose me. I believed every promise he made, but in the end, I realized I was never his choice. My name is Elena. I'm 27 years old, and I never thought loving someone quietly could hurt this much. But sometimes the deepest feelings are the ones we never say out loud. And that's exactly what happened with me. It didn't start like a love story. It started like something simple, something normal, something that didn't feel dangerous at all. His name was Ryan, and he came into my life in the most unexpected way, through a mutual friend, just a casual introduction, a few conversations here and there, nothing serious, nothing that felt like it would change anything. But slowly, things started to shift. We began talking more often, not every day at first, but enough to make his presence noticeable. And then one day, it became every day. Morning messages, random check-ins, late-night conversations that lasted longer than they should have. And without realizing it, he became a part of my routine, something I looked forward to without even thinking about it. He had a way of making things feel easy, effortless, like talking to him didn't require any effort, like I could just be myself without worrying about being judged. And that's what made me comfortable. That's what made me stay. He would say small things, nothing too big, nothing too obvious, but enough to make me feel important, like, I enjoy talking to you, or you understand me better than most people. And those words meant more to me than I wanted to admit, because slowly, without even noticing it, I started to care about him. Not just as a friend, but as something more, something deeper, something I couldn't fully explain. And the strange part is, I never planned it. I never wanted to fall for him. It just happened, quietly, naturally, like something that grows without asking for permission. And the more we talked, the stronger that feeling became. He started sharing more about himself, his thoughts, his struggles, his past, and every time he opened up, I felt closer to him. Like I was becoming someone important in his life, like I was someone he trusted. And that feeling made me believe that maybe I meant more to him than just a friend. Maybe there was something unspoken between us, something real, something that just needed time. And I held on to that belief, tightly, because it felt right, it felt safe, it felt like something worth waiting for. And that's where everything began to change. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but slowly, in small moments that I didn't pay attention to at first. He would talk about his future, his plans, his dreams, but I was never in them, not clearly, not directly. And I noticed it, of course I did, but I ignored it, because I didn't want to ruin what we had. I didn't want to ask questions that might change things, so I stayed quiet. I told myself that maybe he just needed time, maybe he wasn't ready, maybe he would choose me eventually, and that maybe became my biggest mistake, because I started waiting, not just for his messages, but for something more, for a sign, for a moment where he would finally say what I was hoping to hear. And sometimes, he would give me just enough to keep that hope alive. He would say things like, "You're special to me," or "I don't want to lose you." And those words felt real. They felt like a promise without actually being one, and I believed them. I believed every word, because when you care about someone, you don't question them, you trust them, even when you shouldn't. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, and I was still there, still waiting, still hoping, still believing that one day he would choose me, that one day everything would finally make sense. But the truth is, when someone truly wants you, you don't have to wait, you don't have to guess, you don't have to hope. And deep down, I knew that, but I wasn't ready to accept it, until one day, everything became clear. It wasn't a big moment, not something dramatic, just a simple conversation that changed everything. He told me about someone he had been seeing, casually, like it wasn't a big deal, like it was just a normal part of his life. And I remember sitting there, staring at my phone, reading his message again and again, trying to understand how someone who made me feel so important could talk about someone else so easily. And in that moment, everything I had been ignoring came rushing back. Every small doubt, every moment of confusion, every feeling that something wasn't right, it all made sense. I wasn't the one he was choosing. I was the one he was keeping, the one he talked to, the one who was always there, but not the one he wanted. And that realization hurt more than anything else, because it made me feel like I had been waiting for something that was never going to happen, like I had been holding on to a story that only existed in my mind. And the hardest part was not losing him, it was realizing that I had lost myself in the process. I had spent so much time waiting for him to choose me that I forgot to choose myself. And that night, for the first time, I didn't reply to his message. I didn't try to understand. I didn't try to fix anything. I just sat there, letting the truth sink in. And it hurt. It hurt more than I expected, but at the same time, it felt like something inside me was finally waking up, like I was finally seeing things clearly. And for the first time in a long time, I made a decision, not based on hope, not based on feelings, but based on reality. I chose to stop waiting. I chose to let go, not because I didn't care anymore, but because I cared enough about myself to walk away from something that was never truly mine. And that was the moment everything changed. Not in my relationship with him, but in my relationship with myself. Because sometimes the person you're waiting for will never choose you. And that doesn't mean you're not enough. It just means you were waiting for the wrong person. And the moment you realize that, the moment you stop waiting, is the moment you finally start moving forward. And that's exactly what I did. I stopped waiting, and I finally chose myself.